Now on 4 News Now at 6, get ready for a long stretch of hot weather as the first spring heat wave of the season is on the way. I'll let you know how hot it will end up getting in your First Alert forecast.
Multiple artifacts stolen from a museum, how the thief allegedly broke in, and what items are still missing. Plus, hear from the siblings of one of the 4 University of Idaho students murdered in her off-campus home, why they say it's important they receive their sister's degree at tomorrow's ceremony. You're watching 4 News Now at 6 o'clock. Here's a live look at a beautiful evening in downtown Spokane. You're going to want to grab that sunscreen this weekend. Plenty of sunshine for Mother's Day. Thanks for joining us. I'm Aaron Luna. This is just the beginning of what's going to be a long stretch of warm weather. Meteorologist Matt Gray with us to tell us how long it's going to last.
Yeah, so there was spring for a couple weeks, right? And now
short amount of time.
It feels like it's summer. It's going to feel that way for quite a while, friends. And that includes this weekend as strong high pressure builds just to our north. And what that means for us, well, you can see in these red colors, a lot portions of the Columbia Basin and even crossing over to some parts of North Idaho will be into the 80s or at least 75 degrees. And that goes all the way up even into the far northern territories of Canada. So some highly unusual stuff at this point of the year. They could even see 90s on the west side on Sunday. As for your Saturday, well, things are going to feel a little bit uncomfortable in the afternoon as we get just a degree or two warmer than we were today. We'll be up into the 80s for your afternoon hours with a high of around 82 in the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. So 50s, 60s, 70s in the morning, you will see those temperatures really start to rise fairly quickly once the sun comes up. And for Mother's Day, 84, so it is going to be a little bit toasty for the afternoon, but it'll be in the 70s, perfect for taking mom out to brunch for Mother's Day. So things look pretty nice, at least for the weekend, but the thing is, this is just the start. We're going to be heating up even more once the weekend is done, and there is really no sign of it cooling off anytime soon. So we'll talk about that and when you could see some thunderstorms in the forecast coming up.
Matt, thank you. Breaking news tonight. The Idaho Doomsday Mom has been found guilty of killing her 2 youngest children and conspiring to kill her husband's former wife. Lori Vallow showed no expression as the judge read the verdict to a packed courtroom, the jury finding her guilty of all charges, including the murders of 17-year-old Tylee Ryan and 7-year-old JJ Vallow. She was also found guilty of helping plan the death of her husband, Chad Daybell's ex-wife. JJ's grandfather celebrating the verdict.
Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. For one time in my life, I'm kind of lost at words, believe that or not. I hope that nobody ever has to go through this. I hope nobody ever has to see and hear the details of what happened to JJ, to Tylee, and to Tammy.
Tammy now faces life in prison without the possibility for parole. Daybell has also been charged with these murders but is being tried separately. A trial date has not yet been set for him. The Post Falls Police Department is looking for 34-year-old Brian Willey, who they say was involved in a standoff with officers last night. It started when police pulled over his car and found he had a federal warrant in Kootenai County for failing to appear on drug charges. At that point, he ran into a nearby home. Police searched the house, didn't find him. Post Falls police are asking anyone who knows where he is to give them a call. Tonight, hundreds of University of Idaho seniors are picking out their outfits and putting their finishing touches on their graduation caps, getting ready to walk across the stage in front of their friends and family at tomorrow's graduation ceremony. One of those students would have been Madison Mogan, but she was murdered along with 3 of her friends, Kaylee Gonsalves, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle, in their off-campus home. To honor them, the university will giving them degrees and certificates in their fields of study. The Gonsalves family sat down with ABC News and explains why this degree is so important to them.
It's still very surreal. It's still very kind of like out of body a lot of times.
This morning, as the class of 2023 prepares to graduate from the University of Idaho, the families of 4 students murdered in November are emotionally adjusting to a reality they never prepared for.
I would have never thought a year ago or even 6 months ago when that there was going to be a reason that Kaylee wouldn't be able to accept her own degree. that she wouldn't be here.
Kaylee Gonzalez was set to graduate in December. Her 4 siblings will be accepting her posthumous degree for her.
Just a way to remember her. I'm for that. I can do that.
I think it's a way to show unity and respect for Kaylee and her hard work. I just feel that it's important for somebody to walk for her.
The Gonzalez family also mourning the loss of Kaylee's best friend, Madison Mogan, who they considered a beloved member of their family as well.
She doesn't have sisters. We are her sisters. Karen just lost her only daughters.
Maddie's mom and stepdad will accept her degree Sunday, while junior Xana Kernodle and freshman Ethan Chapin will be awarded certificates from the university. In an ABC News exclusive interview, Reed Austin, former president of Sigma Chi fraternity, remembering Ethan and Xana.
Just real charismatic, real funny, real goofy, always putting a smile on other people's faces. So yeah, when I heard they started dating, I was like, that's a perfect fit.
And while they cling to the memories of their loved ones, the families know tough days are ahead.
I want to get the show on the road. I want to get to where we get to court.
A quick reminder, this Tuesday, voters in Coeur d'Alene will decide the fate of hundreds of public school employees. The district is once again trying to pass its supplemental levy. It originally failed in March, leaving a $25 million hole in the yearly budget, forcing the school board to declare a financial emergency.
It's a people business. That's what schools are all about. So unfortunately, to make any kind of budget cuts, it's primarily people.
Along with staff, the district says if the levy fails to pass, the schools will have to close Ramsey or have to close 2 schools. Those are either Ramsey, Dalton, Bora, and Bryan Elementaries. They're on the short list of schools that would be shut down. We want to hear from you. Head over to KXLY.com. We have a form to submit your questions or concerns about the levy.
The novel coronavirus.
Right now, it may seem things like PPE, N95 masks, and contact tracing are things of the past. But one team of healthcare workers at Providence Sacred Heart Medical Center in Spokane were making preparations long before COVID was a household name. 4 News Now's Natalie Grant brings us inside this special unit and shares the important role they still play now.
Not feeling well.
We all know that COVID brought a lot of unknowns.
Okay, what is this? How do we treat it?
But for one team at Providence Sacred Heart Medical Center in Spokane, treating the unknown is what they know.
We didn't know much about the pathogen that we do now, and so it was a perfect use of our team and our space.
The Special Pathogens Unit team is a combination of nurses, doctors, therapists, and more that are already working at the hospital. Since 2015, this team has gone through thorough and meticulous trainings about care, protection, and prevention should a high-consequence disease come to our region. And in 2020, it did.
We've been activated once, February of 2020, for patients with the novel coronavirus at the request of our federal partners. They were under federal quarantine at the time.
Right now, the beds here in the Special Pathogens Unit are empty. But if another high-consequence disease were to arrive in our region, this special team of caregivers would be ready to activate.
We all know those things are out there, right? And they crop up and they turn into pandemics. We had, the flu in 1918 and what that looks like. And, so there's always that possibility.
Nurses station.
Sacred Heart is one of the 13 units of this kind across the country that is designated by the federal government to respond to diseases this way. And with that comes federal funding and state-of-the-art technology ranging from labs to regional coordination and even how items are sanitized and disposed if they were exposed. But even with all the resources, nurses like Marnay Farron say it was their years of training that was the best tool of all.
It's kind of cliche, but knowledge is power. And when you have that extra knowledge, then just makes your job easier because those fears, those concerns kind of get washed away and you're able to just focus more on taking care of the patient.
And even though COVID has lessened its grip, their work is not done.
High consequence but low frequency events, right? That ongoing preparedness and training is essential to maintain that state of readiness.
Prepared for whatever comes our way.
Natalie Grant joins us now in the studio. Natalie, COVID is no longer a federal health emergency. What does that mean for this unit now?
Yeah, absolutely, Aaron. I spent the day with this team here, and I learned a lot. It means that they're no longer activated as right now, and they go back to their regular positions in other units of the hospital that they were originally hired on with. And the ones that I spoke with today say they've been able to bring back some valuable lessons to those units with them after leaving, after they were done being activated.
And let's say another disease were to pop up, something like we saw with COVID. What would it take to activate that unit once again?
Well, back in 2020, it was an activation by the federal government at that point there, and after the first patients came off the cruise ship and needed treatment here, as I'm sure many of us remember. But now, even if there was one case of that high consequence disease, something like Ebola, which they prepare for very often in states of Alaska, Washington, Oregon, or Idaho, that would be enough, just one patient, to bring that team all back together.
Good to know. Natalie, thank you. Still ahead, irreplaceable pieces of history stolen from a local museum. We'll show you the damage left behind and which ones are still missing. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
26 years strong.
Chicago. Celebrating 25 years of Broadway Razzle Dazzle. The Associated Press calls Chicago the most entertaining musical of the decade. Paint the town again with Chicago the Musical.
May 13th and 14th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Visit BroadwaySpokane.com.
Our motto here at Holiday Heating is fixed right or it's free. That means that we'll get the job done right the first time, and if we don't,
we will own up to that and we will take care of it for you for free.
Fixed right or it's free means that we are accountable for the 100% satisfaction of our customers.
We'll come back and get the job done and with no additional charge to the customer.
We are humans and we do make mistakes, but we are here to make it right and make sure our customers know that.
This place holds very special memories for Charlie. It's where he grew up, where he built his business, where his heart is. But not long ago, it was Charlie's heart that needed help. When he realized he was having a heart attack, Kootenai Health's team of more than 40 cardiac care providers was only minutes from his home. That's where Dr. Fritz and Dr. Burnett performed life-saving, state-of-the-art care to heal Charlie's heart. Is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is where you're with the ones you love. Home isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, we're proud to call our communities home. And we're here with personalized home loans to help make your home dreams come true. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
Jonah here. Before you decide on an SUV, I invite you to see and drive the Volkswagen Tiguan. It's impressive and it checks all the boxes. A roomy interior, plenty of cargo space with remote power liftgate. All-wheel drive, that's important in the Northwest. Solid performance, modern infotainment system with all the high-tech choices. Check out the Tiguan at your nearby Post Falls Volkswagen, the home of 0000.
On your screen right now are some of the irreplaceable items that were stolen from the Myrtle Woldson Performing Arts Center at Gonzaga University. Police say these priceless artifacts were snatched during a theft spree at a museum, a cemetery, and a cathedral. A suspect is in custody, but where the majority of these artifacts are now remains a mystery. Our Jordan Smith joins us from the Woldson Performing Arts Center tonight.
Well, this is the room where most everything was stolen. The suspect coming in, prying open these acrylic cases and stealing the silver, as much as he could carry, that was inside these cases. And when staff arrived, they saw this door had been kicked down and more stuff had been stolen from inside.
In March, the Woldson Performing Arts Center became victim to a string of burglaries across Spokane.
The first place that he went was here to try to pry open this door, but this door is very solid and he was not able to make it in here.
From there, the suspect, identified as 57-year-old Patrick Brown, made his way to the back room, prying open the cases, protecting priceless artifacts donated by Myrtle herself to the Performing Arts Center.
He busted open this case and took a full sterling silver tea set from this area. And then from this case over here, he took some of Myrtle's jewelry.
Brown then breaking down the door, leading into a replica of Myrtle's home, a footprint left behind.
In this place, we had 4 salt and pepper shakers that were silver in the shape of birds. Those were taken, and then from this area here, he took one of these candlesticks and the lid to this tureen.
We're told that Brown was in the art center the day before he burglarized the exhibit, scouting out the area. The crime itself over in a matter of minutes. It was the first of a string of burglaries. Brown later stealing artifacts from St. John's Cathedral and a ring from a plot at Fairmount Cemetery. Spokane police say it's all about opportunity.
Items that were taken were more opportunistic than being part of a method of operation.
Some of these artifacts were found at Brown's home, but many of these irreplaceable items still remain missing.
I hope that we can recover some of the things that were so specific to her and were engraved to her, and we can keep this replica room as she meant it to be.
At Gonzaga tonight, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Well, our highs today in the upper 70s, and even in parts of the valley, we got into the 80s. Look at Liberty Lake, 83 today. We're going to be even warmer than that as we go into Saturday, and then some ups and downs, but pretty much always well above average in your extended forecast. We'll show you how that heat will play out as we head through the next few days and how long it could last coming up.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Riverdance 25th Anniversary Show.
If you've been looking for a new vehicle in the current market, you may be hearing things like extra charges, added accessories, or second sticker.
Not at Coeur d'Alene Honda. We make it easy.
We'll keep you posted until your new Honda arrives, give you a fair value for your trade, and give you a lifetime warranty at no additional cost to you.
Well, that was easy. Come meet the team and purchase your next vehicle at Coeur d'Alene Honda.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Call today for our available inventory and check out our website at cdahonda.com.
Hey, did you lock in the ringer for the softball team yet? We really need to repeat as Kubota League champs.
Yeah, check this out.
What's up?
56.
Is that Ben Gregg?
Yeah, he can hit, he can pitch, and he sold 3 tractors this morning.
Come to Adams Tractor and get your Kubota today. For new tractors, parts, and service, and with 5 locations, we are the Northwest's biggest and best Kubota dealer.
You know, at first I was shocked when I won this Porsche Macan from Northern Quest, but then I realized someone had to win. Why not me? Life is crazy. Heck, it's gotten to the point where nothing surprises me. Hey, beer me.
You could win a brand new Porsche Macan, only in Northern Quest.
Is your dog pulling you on walks, behaving poorly, or not listening to your commands? Unleashed Academy will resolve your dog's aggression, leash pulling, and reactivity. Our trained behaviorists will teach you and your dog to have a relaxed relationship you can be proud of. Call today.
Of course I know the theme song.
Entertainment Tonight. That's what people want.
It's hard to think of Entertainment Tonight without it.
Oh, I know it.
I mean, come on. Since I was a little kid.
This is Entertainment Tonight. This is the Bible of show business.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Time for your forecast, and it is going to be a warm forecast. It certainly was a warm day today, but 70s, nobody complains about 70s. It was absolutely gorgeous today. Still hanging on to some 80s in the Columbia Basin, and take a look at this. Look out past us at 68 here as we are approaching 6:30 So if the snowpack ain't all melted, it's going to be here within a matter of days, the rate things are going. As for this evening, things looking very, very nice. We'll be in the low 70s as we work our way towards 8 o'clock. And then after that, we'll drop down into the 60s fairly quickly as the sun goes down, just enjoying all this extra light now that we're getting here as we head through the middle of spring. Overnight lows are going to continuously climb and become, well, less and less comfortable as this weekend and week go on. Low 50s, however, still on the more comfortable side. 52 in Spokane and 51 in Coeur d'Alene, with some isolated spots getting down into the 40s for the start of your weekend. And then here we go again. We're back up into the 80s, just like we were, say, about a little over a week ago. 82 in Spokane. Coeur d'Alene gets up to 80. Lots upper 70s as you work your way down the Palouse. Upper 80s in the LC Valley, Moses Lake, and Omak. And around the Grand Coulee Dam, close to 90 degrees. We'll have to see if that changes. We might get our first 90 there on Sunday. Across the mountains, well, so much warm air being pulled up on this side of the high pressure that's forming basically right over top of us right now. They got a heat advisory. Could see some 90s in Seattle and Portland as we head through Sunday. We're on the cool side, so we won't be that warm, but still 15 to almost 20 degrees above normal. Nothing to sniff at. But we'll have plenty of opportunities to continue to see even warmer temperatures than what we're going to see this weekend. We are going to be on the cooler end of things as we head into the start of the week with a little bit of low pressure that's trying to kind of revolve around this high up to our north. That'll give us a chance for a few thunderstorms and potentially some cooler evening temperatures, not by much, but by a degree or 3. Unfortunately, this is not going to stick around all week. And so for your AC bill, things are going to start cranking up again once we get into the back end of the week. And take a look at this. These are our latest from the computer models. Our odds to hit 85 degrees or warmer in the Spokane area really jumps up as we head into Monday. Comes down a little bit on Tuesday. I think this is probably our best day to see some clouds and some thunder showers in the region. Wednesday starts climbing. Thursday starts climbing even higher. And as far as your extended outlook goes, I've gone ahead and for Friday, gone ahead and put that 90 on the board. We'll see if it lasts that long. We'll see if it lasts as we go through the forecast. I kind of hope that it doesn't. I'm not quite ready for that just yet, Aaron. I don't know about anybody else.
I would agree with you, Matt. That is quite a drastic change.
It's a little too much too fast.
Too much too soon. Too much too soon. Thanks, Matt. Still ahead, we'll introduce you to one senior at Gonzaga who took the pain of losing her dad and turned it into meaningful change.
Yeah, it was a long haul for the end of the semester, but I made it through.
How she helped create a new policy that would give students time to grieve. That's coming up.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
25 years ago, one extraordinary show danced its way into history. Riverdance. Now it's time for the next step. Experience the breathtaking phenomenon, Riverdance, the 25th anniversary show.
May 26th through 28th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Visit BroadwaySpokane.com.
The spring clearance sale is on at R&R RV Center in Liberty Lake in North Spokane. Save thousands now on all 2022 models. Springdale travel trailers from $229 per month with 0 down. Cougar travel trailers from only $435 per month. Or save thousands on Cruiser Air fifth wheels. Don't let summer pass you by. Shop now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake in North Spokane. Online at rnrrv.com.
From R&R RV, your RV superstore.
Congratulations to Rathdrum, Idaho, Stubmeyer Park, and its Holt Field that's going to be rebuilt with the Diamonds and Dreams. The field needs a lot of work, and we're here to help. Diamonds and Dreams with the 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
How you doing? I noticed your windows could use an update.
No, our house is only 3 years old.
Well, see, here's the thing. I mean, we're offering 40% off right now, today only. You're gonna want those new windows.
No, we're good. Hello?
How about them windows? Double or not? Do this. Come on.
Knock out high-pressure sales with Northwest Window and Door. Let our friendly, knowledgeable sales team help you today.
This is how legends are.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max pickups. Plus, get a $2,500 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
With so many options to try to help you slim down, it's like we're living in a weight loss revolution. But what do you need to know about weight loss drugs? Next week, Dr. Jen is here with answers for you. Plus, Gordon Ramsay, the new Little Mermaid, Halle Bailey, and Harrison Ford, live on GMA next week.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Furniture Doctors.
Around the nation, for the first time in more than 3 years, U.S. border officials are processing incoming migrants without Title 42, a pandemic-era CDC policy that allowed border agents to turn away migrants at the border. CNN's Laura Aguirre with more on how processing is going and what lies ahead as cities manage the migrant surge.
As the sun rose Friday over many southern border towns, the expected swell of migrants appeared orderly. Waiting lines getting shorter. U.S. Border Authority vans and buses on the move.
We are processing them. We are screening and vetting them. And if they do not have a basis to remain, we will remove them very swiftly.
In El Paso, Texas, there's been no huge rush, no chaotic surge.
We were able to work and be prepared for yesterday. And I'm really, really pleased of the way everyone came together.
Yet that's not the sentiment in all border towns.
I wrote a letter to President Biden demonstrating and demanding that he declare a national state of emergency due to this immigration crisis.
One legal roadblock late Thursday, a federal judge temporarily blocked the Biden administration from releasing processed migrants into the U.S. before they have their court date notices.
It's a very harmful ruling, and the Department of Justice is considering our options.
While that plays out, U.S. officials are transporting waiting migrants to other crossing locations to speed up processing and any needed removals.
They can go into immigration enforcement proceedings, make whatever claim for relief they might, and if they don't succeed, be removed.
We don't know what's coming in tomorrow. We don't know what will be coming in a week from now. So we'll continue to work together and continue to be prepared.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
New asylum rules now in place will limit claims allowed by migrants who travel through other countries to the southern border. The rules also require law enforcement to closely track migrant families released into the U.S. New at 6 o'clock, a panel of FDA advisors voted to grant accelerated approval to an experimental gene therapy to treat the most common form of muscular dystrophy in a single dose. The problem is it hasn't been clinically proven, and the FDA has safety concerns. During a tense meeting lasting 9 hours, parents told their stories about the therapy keeping their kids walking longer than if they hadn't received it. Right now, kids with the disease generally lose the ability to walk by their teens and don't live past 30. It's important to note the FDA still has the final decision, and they are not required to follow the group's recommendation. Still ahead, it's Friday, and that means it's time to go for a trip on the Air 4 drone. This week, we're giving you a bird's eye view of one spot, perfect to have a weekend picnic with your mom. Plus,
one Gonzaga student was able to turn her grief into change and was able to enact a new policy for students just days before she graduates. I'll have that story coming up.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. Yee, classic beef and cheddar hard. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is where you're with the ones you love. Home isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, we're proud to call our communities home. And we're here with personalized home loans to help make your home dreams come true. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
It's the Great Northwest RV Show. This Wednesday through Sunday, only at Blue Dog RV Post Falls. Save big with special show pricing on motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and more. All of your favorite brands under one roof. Tiffin, Newmar, Rockwood, Grand Design, and more. Hundreds of new and used RVs to choose from. Get ready for spring adventures now. Don't miss the Great Northwest RV Show, Wednesday through Sunday at Blue Dog RV Post Falls. How do you know what tire is right for your vehicle?
At Perfection Tire, we ask you the right questions. Your driving habits. How long will you keep your vehicle? Carrying heavy loads or towing? Perfection has a large selection of Cooper tires plus many other quality brands to fit your driving needs, all at competitive pricing.
With grip and stopping power you can rely on and high mileage warranties, Perfection has you covered.
Cooper tires and knowledge you can trust. Nobody beats Perfection.
Looking for some fun? Then come play for the day at the Coeur d'Alene Casino and discover new ways to win big inside the new Discovery Den, the first and only video game testing room in the U.S. with many of the top manufacturers in the world under one roof, where you get to play them first and decide which games stay and which ones don't. You will set the trends for the future of gaming, only at the Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Welcome home.
Arby's, 2 for $7. Every day, a classic, a favorite, an Arby's legend. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
It feels good to know that my own experience and struggle was able to pave the way for maybe smoother experiences for others.
During Sydney Rain's junior year at Gonzaga, she lost her dad to cancer. When she reached out to the university to see what its bereavement policy was, she found out there wasn't one. She made it her mission to create a policy that would give students time to grieve. Past Monday, Bronte Sorotsky shares how she was able to turn her loss into real change.
When she lost her father, Sydney Rains only had about a week and a half to even start to grieve and process the loss. She ended up finding out the hard way that Gonzaga didn't have a policy in place for grieving students.
We were just jumping right back into assignments.
All while grieving and processing the loss of her father, Rains was forced back into the classroom.
Long haul for the end of the semester, but I made it through.
After a difficult transition back, Rain started talking with friends, especially those in student government, about her experience. She says they were just as shocked as she was. A faculty senate member volunteered to write up a policy for students dealing with loss. But Rains hit a roadblock when the discussion on the draft of that policy was put on pause.
So by the time we got to the bereavement policy, we didn't really have a lot of time to discuss. So at that point, the policy was tabled. And so then I had only one more chance to get this policy done by the time I graduated.
But on Monday, just days before graduation, her bereavement policy passed unanimously.
It just feels like my way of carrying on my dad's legacy. He just loved to help people and always encouraged me to stand up for what I believe in.
Now, students will be accommodated for grieving, travel, and attending memorial services. Students will also have more flexibility when it comes to the completion of assignments, focusing on the student meeting course outcomes rather than completing every assignment. And if a student ends up receiving an incomplete grade in a class, they will have 30 days into the following semester to get it done. Now that her policy has passed, it'll go to the provost for approval and could be available to grieving students as early as the fall. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Bronte. And it is a beautiful Friday. It's a beautiful end to our week and a great start to the weekend around the inland Northwest. Hi, everybody. I'm meteorologist Matt Gray, filling in for Chris this evening. Man, it is gorgeous out there. We're still hanging on to the upper 70s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. There's been barely a cloud in the sky, and the good vibes are going to continue on into the weekend. One thing, though, thermostat's going to get turned up a little bit, and the thermostat in your house, you're probably going to have to either turn on or turn down, because we are going to see some 80s for Saturday, and then Mother's Day, a nice start, but a very mild start in the upper 50s, and then working our way into the middle 80s. So that's getting close to about 20 degrees above where our Normally, we would be sitting here in the middle of May as far as temperatures go. In fact, this high pressure building over the Pacific Northwest and Western Canada, so unusual that there's a heat advisory up for the west side where they could see some 90s later on this weekend. Now, for us, with winds out of the north, that is highly unlikely, but certainly goes to show just how strong this little spell, this little spring heat wave is going to be. But I guess it's not very little at all because, well, folks, there is really no sign of us cooling back down to spring-like temperatures. So, yeah, you want to get the fans in the window ready, the ACs tuned up, because this is going to be settling in for the long haul. Now, we not only have some warm temperatures, some summer-like conditions, but also some other types of summer-like weather in the form of some thunderstorms. And coming up, I'll show you when they could make an appearance.
Thanks, Matt. With temperatures on the rise, you might be tempted to take a dip in the river to cool off. A word of caution, the water may look calm on the surface, but because of spring runoff, even the strongest swimmers could be swept away. Besides strong currents, the water is still extremely cold and your body could go into shock if you're not careful. Spokane Parks and Rec Department has given the green light to a new dog park on Upriver Drive. The approved site is just outside city limits near Minnehaha Climbing Rocks and Shields Park. People who live in the area told 4 News Now they felt blindsided by the proposal, saying they didn't know it was happening. One of their biggest concerns was increased traffic.
Is going to become a problem. There is nothing there to limit the speed of the traffic in terms of a physical barrier, no stoplights, there's no crosswalks.
The department says it's brainstorming design options and will be reaching out to the community for input. In news for your health, the FDA just approved a new medication that could help millions of women who suffer hot flashes during menopause. Veozah blocks receptors in the brain that play a role in the regulation of body temperature as an alternative to traditional hormone replacement therapy. The drug maker says it will cost $550 for a 1-month supply. The FDA warns it could pose a higher risk of liver injury. New at 6:30, airlines paying you if your flight is delayed. That's the idea being pitched by the Biden administration. CNN's Mike Valerio explains how much you could receive if it's approved.
What do passengers deserve if delays turn disastrous? Passengers like Pam Shelby left heartbroken after the 2022 holiday travel meltdown.
Because I wanted to visit my family, but there's nothing I can do about it.
New this week, President Joe Biden proposing a federal rule change that would compensate passengers for delays and cancellations caused by the airlines. It could take effect by the end of this year. But already in the European Union, passengers can receive up to $663 for significant delays.
One study found that the European Union required airlines to compensate passengers for flight delays. The number of flight delays went down.
Right now, 10 U.S.-based carriers cover the cost of meals for passengers and 9 cover the cost of hotels if delays or cancellations are caused by the airlines. But they do so voluntarily and can stop at any time. Brian Summers, founder and editor of the Airline Observer, says Biden's proposal could be stronger.
He didn't necessarily say you'd get a cash payment as you do in the European Union. You could get a travel credit or even frequent flyer miles.
Mary Schiavo, a former U.S. Department of Transportation Inspector General, says this signals a reversal of airline deregulation, which ushered in an era of misery.
Remember, the taxpayers of the United States own the airways. We own the runways. We own the airports. The airlines do not own those. We need to re-regulate in a grand scale with a coherent and intelligent United States transportation policy.
In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio.
Washington State basketball added 2 new players to the roster. One of them is related to a Seattle Supersonics legend. We have the latest coming up in sports. And before we go to break, graduation season is here. We want to honor the class of 2023 and the senior graduate in your life. Go to KXLY.com/graduates to submit their photo for a chance to be featured on the show. They could also win a $50 gift card courtesy of STCU.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Spokane County Emergency Management.
This is how legends are. 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT Turbo Max pickups. Plus, get a $4,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
McVeigh Brothers is the only 5-star certified select shingle master contractor in the Inland Northwest. We also have great financing options like no money down and up to 12 years low interest financing. At McVeigh Brothers, we're always working for you.
Is your dog pulling you on walks, behaving poorly, or not listening to your commands? Unleashed Academy will resolve your dog's aggression, leash pulling, and reactivity. Our trained behaviorists will teach you and your dog to have a relaxed relationship you can be proud of. Call today.
It's the Great Northwest RV Show this Wednesday through Sunday only at Blue Dog RV Post Falls. Save big with special show pricing on motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and more. All of your favorite brands under one roof. Tiffin, Newmar, Rockwood, Grand Design, and more. Hundreds of new and used RVs to choose from. Get ready for spring adventures now. Don't miss the Great Northwest RV Show Wednesday through Sunday at Blue Dog RV Post Falls.
Trends come and go, but luxury is always in style. Now's your chance to buy beautiful Kerastan flooring at a price you can afford. During National Kerastan Month, you can save on Kerastan flooring. Elevate your decor with the designs and quality of Kerastan carpet, or choose from Kerastan's Luxcraft luxury vinyl tile collections. Don't miss your chance to live beautifully with Kerastan. Hurry in now to Skelton's Carpet One in Lewiston.
The new target for thieves, parrots. Next, Inside Edition. First, it was French bulldogs. Now it's parrots. Wait till you see how valuable they are.
$10,000 to $15,000 for all three.
Then,
Firefighter Baby Boom.
Baby Boom at the firehouse. 12 so far. And
there's more babies coming.
Watch the next Inside Edition.
Tonight at a special time.
It's a treasured Spokane tradition. The Junior Lilac Parade returns to downtown Spokane tomorrow at 11 o'clock. You'll see middle school bands, drill units, youth organizations, and plenty of other clubs. You might even see some familiar faces like mascots Butch T. Cougar, Swoop, and Spike. Our chief meteorologist, Chris Crocker, will be your MC. She's been doing that for quite some time, Matt.
And it will be beautiful weather for that, and I'm sure Chris will have fun. I hope Ribby's there. That's Chris's favorite.
Ooh, I like Ribby too.
Ribby's awesome. I almost thought about doing the dance, but I'm not going to embarrass myself. Not like this. Not like this. Maybe at 11. Tomorrow, 82, sunny and warm. It is going to be a perfect Saturday. You cannot ask for much better weather. And really, you probably shouldn't ask for much warmer weather at this point in the year. It is still mid-May, but man, it has not been feeling like it around here lately. Spokane, seeing a beautiful sunset coming up here in just about an hour and a half or so, or a little less than that. But man, it has been so nice to see that extra evening light that we've been getting so much more and more of lately. With the warmer weather comes warmer temperatures, even at night especially, and so opening the windows to cool off the house is going to become a little less effective as the weekend and the following week go on. We are already seeing that lows well above normal in the 50s, 52 in Spokane, 51 for a low in Coeur d'Alene. And then here are our highs for Saturday already. We're starting to see some upper 80s in the Columbia Basin, Omak, Grand Coulee, Moses Lake, and as you work your way into the LC Valley, all expecting upper 90s for both days this weekend. And then look at Spokane, 82. You get into North Idaho, 80s, but mostly we're talking about upper 70s. Bonners Ferry gets into the 80s as well. High pressure staying across. Look what happens here, though, as we head into the start of the week. After a beautiful couple of days, low pressure trying to work its way around this very strong high that's the source of these warm conditions. And so what that's going to do for us, number one, it's going to stop our meteoric rise in temperatures here as we head into the start of the week. But it's also going to bring in a chance for some cloud cover and for some thunderstorms. Now, that could happen as early as Monday night, but the way things have been playing out recently in the computers, I'm thinking Tuesday is going to be the day we got to be watching out for some rumbles of thunder, because look at this. This is lots of activity here. We'll see how the computers play out through the weekend. But you notice right at the top of your screen, that high pressure not going anywhere. In fact, it's going to strengthen again once that stormy weather gets out of here. And so you can see the effect it has on our temperatures. We get up into the middle and upper 80s on Monday. We take that little dip with all that active weather on Tuesday, but then look what happens after that. 87, 88, and yes, I do think there is a good chance right now we could end up with our first 90 of the year here in the month of May. All right. And more warm weather expected by the Climate Prediction Center heading into next weekend and perhaps even the week after that. So it looks like we are going to have a pretty toasty kind of middle and end to the month. We'll see how it plays out for real, but certainly looking that way. If you like the warm weather, though, this is definitely going to be the week for you. A long stretch of temperatures in the 80s. Might have to look that up for the 11 o'clock, Aaron. Might be some potential streaks, record streaks.
Ooh, I like a good record, but maybe not this early.
Yeah. We could say that for June, July.
Thanks, Matt. New at 6:30, the weather will be perfect this weekend to take your mom on a picnic. In this week's Air 4 Adventure, we go for a ride on the Air 4 drone over the Spokane River near Plants Ferry Park in Spokane Valley.
Plants Ferry. It's gorgeous. It's really close to our house. We love this park. It's clean, it's open. They've got soccer practices and games that go on Saturday and Sundays, and it's just a great community place to be. So we bring our bikes down here, we walk down here, and then when mommy's tired, we drive down here. This is wonderful. This is actually one of two. There's this one here, and then there's one over on the other side, and so we can kind of take our choice. And then the weather's nice. It's great to get out every week, but yeah, every couple of weeks we're out here.
Finally, the weather has settled, and it's nice and warm. The pathway's fabulous. A lot of fun to ride. It's a huge asset. Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. I can ride it any time. My brother-in-law's just actually got an e-bike, so we're going to go out and ride on the bike path tomorrow, actually, do a nice little tour around. So, no, I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to ride, and it's very beautiful. I've actually been here one other time, and the river was pretty low, but this time with all the spring runoff, it's really come up a lot. I'm going out to Liberty Lake, so my total ride will be about just an hour and a half. Pretty easy ride. It's nice to be out in the sunshine. Lovely.
Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Summer's here, and with an exciting new Toyota, you can take a trip to the beach, the city, the mountains, the desert, ooh, the bayou. I think I'm sinking. Definitely sinking.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at toyota.com.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
You filming?
Yep.
Try rolling your wrist, dude.
You gotta focus on balance.
You should switch to sledding. I'm gonna block him. Good idea.
Don't forget stick work. Hustle's paying off.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXOY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
My dad has dementia, Alzheimer's. The major issue that we face as a multi-generation family is what is the care for the caregivers? Especially for the younger generation, Walk Cares will provide peace of mind that when you need some time off to take care of yourself while taking care of the family. For people of color, for minority communities who are already shy of asking for help, when they need it, it's out there, it's available, and it's easy to go ask for help.
Chicago.
celebrating 25 years of Broadway razzle-dazzle. The Associated Press calls Chicago the most entertaining musical of the decade. Paint the town again with Chicago the Musical.
May 13th and 14th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Visit BroadwaySpokane.com.
Unleash your spring adventure by scoring a great rate on a Northwest Motorsport rig. Check out the best selection of lifted trucks, diesel trucks, and adventure-ready SUVs at NWMSRocks.com. Power up your spring journey with Northwest Motorsport.
4 News Now is brought to you by Washington's Lottery and Hit 5.
Well, don't look now. Washington State basketball is building a pretty good team. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesota. Washington State Hoops head coach Kyle Smith has been pretty busy this offseason. The Cougars added 2 new players to the roster, Idaho transfer Isaac Jones and in-state recruit Isaiah Watts. Jones is a senior. He averaged 19 points and 7 rebounds a game for the Vandals last season. Jones had the best field goal percentage in the entire Big Sky Conference. Now, Watts, he's a little bit of a different story. He's a freshman from Seattle. He was a 2-time All-League player in high school. Watts is actually the son of former Washington Huskies standout Donald Watts, who played for UW in the 90s, and he is also the grandson of former Seattle Supersonics great Slick Watts. And this is good news for Washington State, as the program is also losing a key player. The transfer portal giveth and taketh away. According to 24/7 Sports, Cougars center Adrame Jong is entering the transfer portal. Jong is a 7-footer from Senegal who was a former 4-star recruit. He averaged 6 minutes a game last season as he was trying to increase his role. Jong is the 5th player to leave the program this offseason. TJ Bamba, DJ Rodman, and Deshaun Jackson entered the transfer portal as well, and Muhammad Gay declared for the NBA draft. The Seattle Mariners opening up a weekend series on the road against the Detroit Tigers. Seattle superstar Julio Rodriguez was dialed in. Rodriguez drives in a pair of runs to give Seattle a 5-0 lead. As Rodriguez gives a smile, he likes that. Then in the 9th, Rodriguez, well, he'll put the finishing touches on this bad boy. Rodriguez had 3 hits in this game, including this opposite field home run to put the game out of reach. It was all Mariners as they win at 9-2. These 2 teams are back at it tomorrow. First pitch is at 10:10 in the morning. It's do or die time for the Seattle Kraken. The Kraken are behind 3-2 in their best-of-7 playoff series against the Dallas Stars. Seattle returns home tomorrow for Game 6. The Kraken need to win to keep their season alive. Seattle had a miserable Game 5. They fell behind 3-0 in the second period, and it was too much to overcome. Seattle will have to win 2 in a row if they want to advance to the next round. The Kraken head coach Dave Haxtell is only focused on Game 6 right now.
We're a confident group. I mean, you know, it's hey, we're down 3-2, so you know, it's win or you end up, you know, you go home. That's how it is. So we haven't ducked reality or ducked the truth at any point in time through this year. We won't now. We don't need to. We got to go home and win a hockey game.
And the puck drops at 4 o'clock tomorrow in Seattle. And that'll wrap us up for sports.
Julian, thank you. New at 6:30. If you have a team for Hoop Fest but you haven't signed up yet, time's running out. The deadline for a guaranteed spot in the world's largest 3-on-3 basketball tournament is Monday. We have the link to register. It's on KXLY.com. While inflation rates for food are slowing, prices are still nearly 8% higher than just 1 year ago. ABC's Becky Worley has ways you can save on your grocery bill while helping save the planet.
The view from behind the shopping cart has been a real-life study in inflation, from bread to veggies, dairy to meat. Ouch. But
okay, I have to tell you about this.
Technology to the rescue.
So I got 2 different pork tenderloins, bagels, 4 different packs of chicken breast.
Flash Food is an app that pairs grocery stores looking to sell food that's nearing its expiration date with savvy shoppers who are on the hunt for a discount.
Prices have been ridiculous. I think one of the biggest things was meat prices for me. I noticed there was a bunch of ground beef on the app. I ended up buying like 10 packs of ground beef. Each pack was 3 pounds, and it was a really great price.
Discounts can be as much as 50% off. You pay in the app and then pick up your food already bagged up at stores like Meijer, Stop and Shop, or Giant. Right now, it's primarily in the Northeast and Midwest.
Food waste apps are brilliant. It's a win-win. The grocery store gets to sell the food they'd otherwise throw away, and the consumer benefits from lower prices.
For Danielle Freeman, anything to combat the higher price of food helps.
The Flash Food app has led to a lot of savings from grocery shopping. I've bought creamer, I bought coffee, I bought chicken, vegetables. I've seen pastries, I've seen desserts. I've seen, honestly, a wide variety of things.
And there are other apps and services like Flash Foods. Too Good To Go and Food for All pair restaurants with deal hunters. And don't forget fruit and veggie boxes like Misfits Market or Imperfect Foods that sell healthy, edible produce that might just look a little funky.
The average American wastes $1,500 on food they throw away. That's a very meaningful amount of money.
Second Harvest needs your help to stamp out hunger in the community. It's a nationwide partnership between food banks and the National Association of Letter Carriers. The annual food drive is more of a fund drive this year. Spokane residents may have received an envelope from Second Harvest with information on how to give. Eric Williams with Second Harvest says the money envelopes are a lighter load for letter carriers, but also benefit the food bank.
Funds are really, really helpful to us, especially now we've got a lot of empty racks that we're doing everything we possibly can, and funds really help us to try to refill these racks so we can get food back out to the community.
You can also bring canned and non-perishable food directly to your food bank. Local letter carriers say they will pick up bags of food you leave at your mailbox tomorrow, too. For more on how to give, see this story on KXLY.com.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Our motto here at Holiday Heating is fixed right or it's free. That means that we'll get the job done right the first time, and if we don't,
we will own up to that and we will take care of it for you for free.
Fixed right or it's free means that we are accountable for the 100% satisfaction of our customers.
We'll come back and get the job done and with no additional charge to the customer.
We are humans and we do make mistakes, but we are here to make it right and make sure our customers know that.
Tonight, inside a murder mystery.
He had a laptop with an FBI seal. He had a badge. He says, your daughter is dead, and I know where she's buried.
John Quinones with a stunning new 2020 event.
We just made a deal with the devil.
Tonight on ABC.
Congratulations to Rathdrum, Idaho, Stubmeyer Park, and its Holt Field that's going to be rebuilt with the Diamonds and Dreams. The field needs a lot of work, and we're here to help. Diamonds and Dreams with the 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
This is Dan. Dan is digging a tunnel. Dan really wants to attend the MLB All-Star Week at T-Mobile Park, so Dan is digging. Too bad no one told Dan about the $5 Hit 5 ticket from Washington's lottery. Each purchase comes with a chance to win one of 14 MLB All-Star Week prize packages. But Dan doesn't know that, so Dan is digging. Good luck, Dan. You might want to hurry. Or go get a $5 Hit 5 ticket from Washington's lottery.
It's time for amazing spring savings to get your RV, boat, or vehicle ready for summer. This week at Snows Auto. Get the best buys of the year on all your top name brand stereo gear. Plus, get hot buys on custom rims and tire packages, summer window tints, and Bronco truck and Jeep lifts. It's the perfect time to beef up your ride and give your vehicle a fun new upgrade. This week at Snows Auto.
We rent china, glassware, tents, barbecues, flatware, linen, stands for staging, tables,
A to Z rental, no job too big, no job too small.
Jackhammers, stand doors, washers, stump grinders, saws, generators, skid steer, excavator, dingoes, trailers, tractors, nailers, staplers, hole diggers, tillers, mowers, yard vac, aerators.
Call A to Z rental at 509-924-2000 or go to rentatoz.com.
We rent everything, man.
Now open in Airway Heights.
At A to Z rental, we rent everything.
4 News Now is brought to you by Jacobs Custom Living.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, the Spokane Parks and Rec Department has given the green light to a new dog park on Upriver Drive. And today, a jury reached a verdict in the triple murder trial of Doomsday Mom Lori Vallow.
And we'll have an update on the numbers here for what is going to be a very long and very summer-like week here in the month of May. Our Mother's Day weekend, temperatures still cool enough to consider it beautiful weather, at least in my opinion, even though they're quite a bit warm for this time of the year. But man, you start to get into kind of that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday time frame. If that part of the forecast continues to hold out through the weekend, oh boy, it's a little much.
That's kind of a shock to the system there.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Matt.